for the first project for this lesson, I'm gonna use example of foundation design, which has to be drawn in MicroStation. I created this Excel file, and you can see the dimension of the foundation. Let's say if an engineer has done foundation design, or let's say if he's doing foundation design every time, he might give you something like this. So let's say this one will be the column length going upwards. I'll put the 1000, and this will be, let me put something going that way, okay? And the column thickness, it is that dimension there, and the foundation thickness, it is that one here. Let me add an arrow to do. There you go. So if I change these numbers, yeah, but this is purely only to represent, but this is not in any way to scale or anything. So now to start with, first of all, you need to have this tab. Let's see, the developer tab, and if you're missing this one, now to get this on, you need to go to file, and then you go to options and customize ribbon, and then you need to tick this one, developer. Okay, so make sure that this is ticked. Once this is ticked, then you can say okay, and then you're good to go. Now to start coding, you need to first of all, you need to save your file. I'll do file, save as, where is it? Save a copy, options. Now what you have to do, you need to choose this one, Excel macro enabled workbook. Okay, so you use that, and then you're just gonna save. Okay, developer, Visual Basics, and then you're gonna insert module. Okay, so now this is where you can put your code. Now also for Excel to be able to write in MicroStation, you need to add something in the library. So you need to go to tools, references, and make sure you have this post ticked. So I had to add Bentley MicroStation and Microsoft script runtime. Okay, so now the fun bit of the coding. So to start with, I prefer to start with something simple, something straightforward, then you try to build up from there. Okay, so now coding, it needs two things. It needs like a routine rule, it needs an opening and an end. So you need to start, let's say something like this. I'll call it mine foundation, draw foundation, and then it ends up. Okay, so that's the beginning and that's the end of the code. And also now the first part you need to do is you declare variable. Let me see. So okay, so now this part here, it is that a short name, and this is the longer name. So what I did here is I have declared, if I write my MSAppCon, it means MicroStation Application Connector. Now this one you can have any way you want, but I found some people, they like to call they like to use the letter O, or some coders, they prefer to do my. So, and if you want to know if your coding is work, this is how you do it. So if I go back here, yeah, if I delete, then if you go to as space, you see this will come up. Okay, so this means that what you're doing is working. So let me go back as, and then if I type my, so I have MicroStation.DGN, then .app. So this will connect Excel to MicroStation. Okay, it creates that link. Now the other bit you need is now a command for then LineElement, that is. So do it this way, it's better, so because it means it's gonna work. If you type, sometimes you can do mistake, you can easily miss a letter somewhere, then that's gonna stop working. And now depending if you're using 2D or 3D model, my case I'm using 3D, so I need so this is for my start of the line, because I'm gonna draw foundation. So the idea is I'm gonna draw a line, so it'll be like 4 lines here and maybe 3 lines there, something like that. So because I'm gonna draw it by using lines, you could use anything you want, but in this case I want to make it slow and steady and easy, so I'm gonna use lines for this course. So if I write if I type LineSt, it means the start of the line in 3D environment. If I write LineEn, it is the end of the line. So now we are through with our variables. Now these, in this case, you need to open the file. So that's the file open there. That's Microstation. And now the code you need to create that link is called now I have typed this just to make it quicker. So this is what's gonna connect Microstation to Excel. Again, if you're using AutoCAD, that would say Autodesk or AutoCAD there, but because it's Microstation, so this is what is gonna go for that. And then here now what I do here is that if I write myMSApp, it's the same as saying myMSApp.Con.Application. So really I'm trying to set those two, those should come up first. So now we have a bit clear. So now the next part is actually to draw the line. I want to set my color to 3. Now why set 3 here? Now 3, if you come to color here, let me see, so 3 is actually red, and you can pick any color you want really. So well, black or white is 0, and you have 1, 2, 3, so I chose red for this one. And then and my line style, that one is 0. Now 0 is a straight line. And then I have my line weight 2, so that's there, there's 2 there, so you can have any line weight you want. Yeah, so sorry, I am going to create a line. Okay, a line, typing a line in Microstation from Excel. Okay, so now for the main stuff, so we're gonna start with LineSt dot. Now you see here LineSt, it is the beginning of the line, and I'm gonna start with X. Okay, I'm going to say let's make X equals 0. And then also, if you see it kind of autocorrect, it means the code is working. Now obviously you need X, Y, and Z to have a line, so I'm going to do LineSt dot Y, and then equals 0 as well. Then I'm going to add the Z, LineSt Z, double click there, equals 0. So you have that, and now you need the line end. So I'll keep it simple, and maybe this case I will change the X, so I'm going to say line end dot X equal 10. And then I'm going to do line and Y equals 0. Just keep it simple, guys, just keep it simple. LineEn Z equal 0. So after finishing typing this, and now you want to bring the command for actually drawing the line, that is the last line, so that's there. So here you're gonna say set my line. Now if you have to do this VBA on Microstation itself, then you don't need to put the connector. I'm only putting connector because I'm doing it from Excel. Okay, So I'm going to say set my line using the connector, open the application, then create a line element 2. So it's going to have a start and an ending, and then add my line on an active model. So this is an active model reference, so we're going to add line in here. So now if I do play, come back here, and you can see now we have a line, and that line will be exactly, if I go to properties, it will be 10 meters length. Now also depends on the units. So in this case I'm using meters, maybe I will use millimeters. Okay, and let's see if that makes a difference. Where is it? I hit play. Okay, okay, so now let's see what's that length. Now you can see it is 10 millimeters. So you need to be in correct units to get the correct line. Okay, and because in this case for my example I am working in millimeters, so I'm going to use the millimeters thing. So okay, so now we know that our code is working and we can draw lines. So that's working fine. So now let's go back now to our foundation. Okay, first of all I need to delete this line because it's not what I need. Okay, so now you need to plan in your head how you're gonna approach this. Okay, now it doesn't matter, you can do any, you can start from the middle going left and right. Yeah, equal to that divided by 2, so it would be minus, in this case minus, and then also you need to do minus that end as well, so it would be equal that divided by 2. So if you think about it, the y will be 0, and then the x will be from minus 1250 to plus 1250. So that should draw the bottom line. Okay, so now let's draw the first line first, then we'll see how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna keep the y at 0 and z at 0 because I'm gonna do on 2D plane, but my first x, it will be this workbook.worksheet. Okay, and in my case it will be sheet 1. It says that sheet 1. Okay, so I'm gonna write that. So that should be exact. So range here, it needs the range, and in my case it is F13. That's my range. So F13. That's there, and you can see it did auto, so I like to use capital as well. So that would be the beginning, and then the end of that line could be that point there, so it is J13. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna add it there, and then change to J13. Okay, so to test it, and again you're gonna press the play button here, press it, and if it didn't come with any error, it means it has worked. So if you come here now, you can see that's our line. Now if I click here, the line, you can see that is the length, that matches what length we have, 2.5 meter or 2500 millimeters. And in terms of you can see that's the start of the coordinates, so minus 1250, and the end is so if I do here, you can see, and the end it is 12. So actually it did it picked up those coordinates, then it drew the line. Okay, so that's first step. So I'll call this one create foundation. Okay, so now we have drawn the bottom line, which is that line there. Now then I would like to go I like to draw the top line as well, so at least I have all the vertical lines done, so I will do that as well. So to do that, I'm gonna copy the same commands there up to here, because there's where actually drawing the line. So I'm gonna copy that and I'll add them down there, and then I will call it create a top. Now the X will be the same, but what will change is the Y. Now for the Y, in this case, I am going straight up by 400. So I'm gonna add that one. So that be so the X will be the same, and then the Y is gonna change by 400. So I'm gonna keep the X the same, but the Y, I'm gonna copy that value there. So that is J10. So I'm gonna actually be J10. So I'm gonna copy this now to the Y, and that would be J10. Okay, so I'll copy that as well. That be, sorry, the Y. Okay, so now if I come back here and if I delete that completely, now let's try again. If we now click play, let's look back. Now you can see you have that line and that line. Now if I click here, we'll see it is up by 400. So now we need to close that box. We need to close here and close here. So what we have now, we have everything, because you have these coordinates here and you have that point there. Same thing, you have this point here and you have that point there. Make it longer there. So okay, so this would be side line. Okay, draw. I'm gonna start with the left line. So left foundation line. Okay, so what we need is let me think. So that will be my X. So X, it will be F13, and then the Y, it will be that value. So let's start with the X first. So F is F13. So X is F13, and the Y, so to start with, the Y will be 0 because you are starting from the bottom here. So the Y will be 0. So I'm gonna put Y equal to 0. Okay, 0. And the end will be F13. So it will be F13 and J10. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this one and let's try again. Look, now that completed that. So now we need to add one more point here, and then if that was F13, which was that point here, it means the other one, it will be J13. So to complete this, I'm gonna copy again that code there, and you see it's getting easier because you will find yourself, you already have this line. It's only the matter of joining them. So rather than putting F here, I'm gonna put J. I'm gonna put J there, and I'm going to put J there. Then see what we have. I'll go back and delete everything. Let's test again. If I click play, now you have the full shape. Okay, so that's the full foundation, and now every time we change those numbers, the shape will be different. So okay, don't get excited. We still need to finish the top bit here. You need to put equal sign, that divide by 2. So it is 125. So I'm gonna make that a minus. Okay, minus. Now think about this as a XY code. So I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna create another one is equal to this divide by 2. Okay, just keep it there for a second. Let me think about it. Now, to make this easier, it's easy if we do this. Let me create a line. So in card world, this point here, insert, so that we know what we're talking about. So here is where y is 0, and sorry, where, yeah, and then this is where x is 0. Okay, so x is equal to 0, and that is where y equal 0. Okay, so now this is so you can visualize what you have in MicroStation or AutoCAD, that matters. So now this point here, I know that with the value of x and y to be 400. Okay, so I have my start point minus 125, which in my case is G3. So I'm gonna use that. So G3, did I say G3? I think I did. Let me see again. What did I say here? Did I say G3? Okay, yeah, G3. Yeah, G3. Okay, then G3 it is. So G3, G3. That is my x. Now I set my y. My y, it is 400 up, and that's number 400 there. So my y, it is J10. That's my y. Okay, so my y would be J10. I'm gonna copy this there. So now we need the end. Now the end, the x will be the same, so it will be J3. That's my x. Let's see. So this is J10. So you can do the, like this. So you can do you can add that for there. Doesn't make a difference. I can see now that line. Now if I click here, now that line is longer, so I'm gonna keep that. So I'm gonna keep here this only for reference, but I just added them all on VBA. So you can also add this line up. You can add them. You can add formulas. You can create very clever stuff. Now I want the second line. So if that was minus 125, it will be the same, but on the other side. So it will be plus 125. So that's gonna be I3. So you'll copy the exact same thing, but change only the x value. So I'm gonna change this. Yeah, first I need some line here. This was the column. Okay, and that was right side. Yeah, thank you for getting me right. So I'm gonna copy that. I3, there you go. Capital I don't think it matters if it's capital or lowercase, but I don't know, there's something on my head really. And I'm gonna add right. All right, so I think that sounds about right. I'd like to test it. So let's try again. Hit play, and you see it's almost taking shape. And again, I think so if you have these 2 points here, so it means you have that point and you have this point on VBA. So you just need to change only one end. So you can take, for example, you can take the end point of this point and the start point of that, and it will work. So let me show you what I mean. So so sometimes it doesn't make sense, but this is gonna be if you take let me show the easy way of doing this. So now you want a top. So somewhere I say top, so I'm going to use this one, and I'm gonna add here top of column. Okay, so I'm gonna copy. It doesn't matter the way how you do it. So, but I'm gonna copy this one, and I will turn this end into a start. Okay, bear with me. So if I turn this from EN to ST, and do that as well, ST and ST. Okay, and then I will copy those two parts there and put them in here. Hopefully it will work. I'm just guessing, but let's see if that's gonna work. So let me delete that, and hopefully you'll get the full foundation. So I'm gonna put play. Voila. See, that's lovely. So now let's try something, right? Let me keep this here for now. So I'll put this there, and let's try to change the numbers. Let's see what's gonna happen. So if I change, let's say I'll make that 2 meters, and then I will change this to let's say 3000, and then what do you think here? What do you think? Give me a hint. 5? Yeah, 5. Okay, let's do 5. And thickness, yeah, let's make it 300, right? Let's go with that. 300. Okay, fine. So now let's see what will happen. Now if I come here and do play, that formation now it will be different. See now that is different. Now if I compare, you can see that's different. So you can do you can do multiple foundation. And now let's try to make this longer. Okay, just look now. If you think about the building, normally it's about what, 3 meters. Let's try to put 3 meters there. So I'll put okay, first of all, the foundation, that is way too wide, so I'll make that 1 meter. Okay, so let's make it 1 meter. I'm thinking, no, that's too big. Maybe make it half a meter foundation. And column thickness maybe 300. That's foundation thickness. Yeah, I think 300 is fine. 300. And column length, make it 3. I think 3 will do. Okay, that looks more about right. So now if I do play, you'll see you'll have something that looks like a oops. All right, I was supposed to move my old one. Anyway, let's delete that. And that looks thicker anyway, so let me, I think that thickness, so the width is half a meter, that's about right. And the thickness, the length, okay, I'm happy with that one. So now let's hit play again. Okay, so that's what you have. Yeah, but that looks too wide. Really, it doesn't matter, but the thing is, it works. It really works now. But just let's confirm the numbers. So I have my length as so something is not changing here. That is not changing. Okay, so because I typed a number, normally don't type a number, do equal that. Okay, now let's try again. Maybe that's what it was. So if I delete that, and if I let's try again. See, that's what it was. So now it kind of makes sense. Okay, so now now to make it easy to use, obviously you don't need someone to come through and open the code and that it doesn't look slick, it doesn't look cool. So to make it look cool, you need to add the button. So what you can do, okay, you need to know so that's how it's called. It's called draw foundation. That's the name for it. So you need to call it using a button. So if I come here, you can add this one. This is better. So now you can bring this one in. Okay, then you can say okay. Okay, and now see, that's clicking. So now if I delete that, and if I come back here, maybe let me bring them side by side, and it's done. Okay, so you click it and it's there. So this is super quick. And so give it a good name, maybe say edit text, maybe say draw foundation if you want. So draw foundation. Okay, that looks better. And the size What do you think? You think this should make it bigger? And maybe bring it down there. Okay, so that looks decent, don't you think? Yeah, so now let's see. Now let's give it a few try and let's see how it does. So let's go back here and let's make the foundation 1 meter. No, not that one. So I'll add that one, and the thickness, that, make it 0.5 meter, so make it 500. And yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Now if you click here, come back here, it's all done for you. And thank you for watching. All right, and have a nice time. Bye bye.